Are you wanting to find your free handstand whenever you want, just like this? I get it, a lot of people do. And the reality is this is much more complex than it looks, despite what you might find on social media. A lot of things you'll see on social media are wildly incomplete, misleading, or just grossly wrong. One of the great ways to find handstand is using this beautiful wall behind me. And I'm going to show you just how to do that using the wall. This is what's called an alignment drill. The goal is to get my hips stacked over my shoulders, over my wrists. My feet never come off the wall. Notice how my legs are squeezed together. My toes are touching. I'm pressing out as tall as I can from the earth. My pelvis is tucked and I'm protracting the back. Notice how my chest and hips are off the wall. I don't want to push towards the wall. This is opening the shoulders. This is not it. I don't lean forward and getting the shoulders over and arch my back. This is not either here. You need to tuck the pelvis, round the back as much as you can, make yourself nice and tall, keep on top of the toes, squeeze your thighs together, and this is called an alignment drill. We're not worried about balance, we're building strength and technique, and we're really focusing on that as much as we can. Progression number 1. We're getting comfortable with the idea of taking our feet off the wall. This still isn't necessarily about finding balance, as it is working through strength and conditioning and as well as technique. Notice how I take one leg out in front, one leg comes back on, other leg comes back on. I always have a foot on the wall at all times. Notice how I always bring my legs back together. I'm not bringing them apart like this, out here. We still want to focus on pressing up really tall, protract the back as much as we can. Chest and hips are off the wall. We're just getting comfortable with the idea of learning how to take our feet off the wall. That is the purpose of this drill.
So this is very important. You know it's important because I'm not in a handstand while I talk about it. A lot of times when people are new at hand balancing, they hope to catch handstand. They try to get lucky in handstand. That's not what handstand is. We create everything in handstand. We create balance in handstand. That's not accidental. We do that through moving our body a certain way by using our hands as brake pads, by shifting our shoulders, using our hips or our legs. We create everything with handstand. And this next drill is a great introduction to understand of how we create balance and not hope to get lucky and find balance.
So now we're alternating scissor kick feet off the wall. So one feet's off the wall, I take one foot off and remove the other foot. Now, what you'll want to look at are my hands. You might see them twitching. That's because I'm using my hands to create the balance. I'm not kicking off the wall. Everything is coming from my hands, creating the balance. Now, what I don't want to do is this. This is not doing it. The feet and the toes are gracefully coming off the wall, and I'm not making a sound as I switch scissor kick to scissor kick. Again, this comes because my fingers are pulling into the mat and they're gracefully taking my legs off the wall. Notice how I'm pointing through the toes. Notice how I'm pressing up nice and tall. Technique and form is still really solid. Similar drill, except now we're gonna do it with both feet. This is kind of like a baby pike version. So again, press out really tall, keep the thighs squeezed together, point through the toes. The big difference is now that when I want to put my feet off the wall, I have to slightly shift my shoulders forward. So look how I shift forward. I use my fingertips, pull off the wall, press back into the wall. Press up tall, come back, shift forward into the shoulders, use my fingertips, pull off the wall, come back towards the wall. Come back, shift it forward, use the fingertips, press off, come back towards the wall. Press up tall, shift the shoulders forward here, use the fingertips, come off the wall. So again, really focus on pressing up tall, really focus on keeping the thighs squeezed together. You have to do the shift forward if you want to get both feet off the wall.
Some words of wisdom for people that are serious about their handstand journey, their handstand practice. The wall is a great tool, but like anything, a tool has a purpose and there's a right and a wrong way to use a tool. We use the wall for strength and conditioning, for finding alignments and learning how to create balance. We do not use the wall for the fear factor of the, hey, I'm afraid of falling over in my handstand. Using the wall for that is going to slow and hinder your practice 100%. Stop doing that immediately. If you're going to use the wall, you use it for drill work for those three. There are other drills that I didn't show, but those are like the fundamental paramount ones to grow your practice. Especially the last one where we do the scissor kick balance one at a time. That's handstand. Like if you can do that, the next step is learning how to kick up in handstand. If you made it this far, congratulations. The last thing I want to say is just the commitment to yourself, the commitment to your own practice. If you're doing things the right way with technique, form, drill work, using the wall stuff, and you couple that with a consistent practice of several times a week, you're going at it, you will get your freestanding handstand. If you're only doing this like once a week though, you really have to temper your expectations. Like your handstand is going to take an extremely long time and realistically it won't happen ever at that point. Consistency to your practice, practicing multiple times a week and doing it the right way.